The CEO's loud laugh echoed in the glass office. Everyone stopped working. Heads turned. Mr. Kane pointed at a pair of torn, faded shoes near the elevator and laughed again. Mr. Kane, look at that! Did a beggar walk into my company? Eli froze. He looked down at his own shoes. The back was open. The sole was peeling. A thread was loose and hanging. People stared. Some covered their mouths. Some tried not to laugh. Eli's hand started shaking. He wanted to hide, but there was nowhere to go. Mr. Kane walked closer, his shiny leather shoes tapping on the marble floor. Mr. Kane. Oh, it's you, Eli. Our poor little office assistant. Couldn't afford new shoes for your big office job, huh? Eli opened his mouth, but no words came out. His throat was dry. His eyes burned. Eli whispered, Sir, I'm sorry. Mr. Kane, louder now. You're sorry? You should be. This is a top company, not a charity. My clients walk here. My investors walk here. And you stand in broken shoes. He looked at everyone. Mr. Kane, everyone, take a good look. This is what happens when you hire people from the bottom. People looked away. No one spoke. If you were there, what would you do? Would you stay silent or speak? The elevator door opened. A woman from HR, Grace, stepped out. She saw Eli's face. She saw the shoes. She saw Mr. Kane's cruel smile. Grace, softly, Sir, maybe we should talk in your office. Mr. Kane cut her off with a hand. Mr. Kane, no. Let them see. This is a lesson. A young woman at the front desk, Mia, watched with wide eyes. Her heart was racing. Her hand slipped into her pocket and quietly tapped her phone camera. She started recording. The morning had started so differently for Eli. He had woken up before sunrise in a tiny one-room house. His mother coughed softly on the old bed in the corner. Eli, she said, you'll be late for work, Beta. Eli smiled as he tied his shoes, the same old pair he'd worn for 3 years. Eli, I'm going, Ma. Don't worry, okay? I bought your medicine yesterday. His mother frowned when she saw the shoes. Mother, you should buy new ones. Your feet will hurt. Eli shook his head. Eli, when the bonus comes, I'll buy you better medicine first. Shoes can wait. He kissed her forehead and left. Now, standing in front of the CO, he felt so small, so weak, so exposed. Mr. Kane walked around him like a judge. Mr. Kane, do you even look in a mirror before leaving your slum, Eli? Eli bit his lip. Eli, sir, my mother is sick. I had to choose between her medicine and new shoes. I chose her. The office went quiet. For a second, something moved in a few faces. A few eyes softened. But Mr. Kane only laughed louder. Mr. Kane, oh, so now you're a hero? You want a medal? This is a billion-dollar company. We don't run on emotions. We run on image. He turned to Grace. Mr. Kane, HR, write him a warning letter. If he wants to work here, he will dress properly. Or he can go back to cleaning tables in some cheap restaurant. Grace swallowed. Grace, sir, a warning letter for shoes? Mr. Kane glared. Mr. Kane, do you work for me or for him? Grace looked at Eli. His eyes were full of shame. He stared at the floor. Grace, quietly. Yes, sir. I'll prepare it. Eli's ears rang. His heart pounded. He thought, why is being poor such a crime? I work hard. I never come late. I help everyone. Why am I still trash for him? Mia stopped recording and hit her phone. Her hands were cold. Mia thought this is wrong. So wrong. Mr. Kane gave one last look at Eli's shoes. Mr. Kane, you have 1 week. If I see those broken things again, you're fired. He walked away, laughing with a few managers behind him. The office went back to work, but the air was heavy. Eli slowly walked to the back room. He sat on a small metal chair, alone, his eyes filled with tears. But he wiped them away. Eli, whispering to himself, don't cry. You need this job. For Ma. For rent. For food. Don't cry. His phone buzzed. A message from his landlord. Pay rent by tomorrow or I throw your things out. Eli closed his eyes. He thought, God, what should I do? That evening, as the sun went down, Mia sat on her bed, staring at her phone. The video of Eli and Mr. Kane was on her screen. Mia, to herself, if I post this, everything will change. If I don't, he'll keep doing it. She looked at Eli's face in the video. The pain, the shame. Mia whispered, he doesn't deserve this. Her finger hovered over the upload button. She took a deep breath and clicked. The video went online. Within hours, everything started to change. By the next morning, the company lobby felt strange. People were whispering. Phones were in hands. Eyes were on screens. Eli walked in, head down, trying to hide his shoes. 2 workers near the entrance stared at him. Worker 1, that's him, the guy in the video. Worker 2, poor guy, I didn't know his mother was sick. Eli frowned. Eli, what video? No one answered. They just looked at it with a mix of pity and respect. He walked to his desk. Mia ran to him. Mia! Eli, wait. I need to tell you something. Before she could speak, Grace called from the corridor. Grace. Eli, Mr. Kane wants you in the boardroom. Now. Eli's stomach twisted. His hands started to sweat. Eli, did I do something wrong again? Grace didn't answer. Her face was serious, but her eyes were soft. They walked together. As they moved, Eli noticed more people watching him. No one laughed this time. No one smirked. Inside the boardroom, the atmosphere was tense. The long table. The big screen on the wall. Mr. Kane at the head, jaw tight. 3 board members sat beside him. And a new man, well-dressed but calm, sat near the end. His name tag said, Mr. Daniel Carter, major investor. Eli stopped at the door. Mr. Kane, coldly, come in, Eli. Eli stepped in. He felt like a prisoner in court. On the big screen, a video was paused. He saw himself, his own shoes. Mr. Kane pointing and laughing. Eli's blood turned cold. Mr. Kane, do you know what this is? Eli whispered, No, sir. A board member, Mrs. Lewis. Press play. Everyone in the room, listen to Mr. Kane's words from yesterday. Did a beggar walk into my company? This is what happens when you hire people from the bottom. If he wants to work here, he will dress properly, or he can go back to cleaning tables. The recording ended with Eli's face, eyes wet, lips pressed, silent pain. The room was quiet. Mr. Kane's voice shook with anger. Mr. Kane, this video is all over the internet. All over. People are calling me a monster. They are calling this place a heartless company. He slammed his hand on the table. Mr. Kane, did you plan this? Did you do this, Eli? Eli's eyes widened. Eli, what? No, sir. I swear. I didn't even know. Grace stepped in. Grace calm. Sir, he's telling the truth. He was with me in HR when the video first started spreading. He looked shocked. A board member looked at some printed pages. Board member. There are thousands of comments. People are angry. They say they will stop using our services. They say they will boycott the company. Mrs. Lewis looked at Mr. Kane. Mrs. Lewis, this is serious. Our stock price dropped this morning. Mr. Kane's face went pale. For the first time, Eli saw something in his eyes. Not pride, not power, fear. Mr. Daniel Carter, the investor, finally spoke. Mr. Carter, may I say something? Everyone turned to him. Mr. Kane, of course, Mr. Carter. We value your opinion greatly. Mr. Carter looked at Eli carefully. His eyes were kind. Mr. Carter, Eli, is it? Can you tell me, was what we heard in that video true about your mother and the medicine? Eli hesitated. He looked around. Everyone was watching. Eli softly, Yes, sir. My mother is sick. I had some savings. I could either buy medicine or new shoes. I chose medicine. Mr. Carter's hand tightened around his pen. Mr. Carter, and how long have you been working here? Eli, almost 1 year, sir. Mr. Carter, Any complaints about his work? Grace quickly answered. Grace, none, sir. He works hard. He stays late. He helps everyone. We never had a single issue with him. Mr. Kane rolled his eyes. Mr. Kane, he is just an office assistant. Anyone can do his job. Mr. Carter turned to him. Slowly, Mr. Carter, anyone can do his job, but not everyone can sacrifice comfort for family. That shows character. He looked back at Eli. Mr. Carter, Eli, do you remember a scholarship test many years ago at a small government school? Eli frowned. Eli, yes, sir. It was for poor students. We had to solve math problems and write an essay. Mr. Carter smiled a little. Mr. Carter, do you remember the man who came to give the results? A man who said, one day, your honesty will matter more than your clothes? Eli's mouth fell open. A memory rushed back. A younger Mr. Carter, in a simple suit, shaking his hand, giving him an envelope. Eli shocked. That was you? Mr. Carter nodded. Mr. Carter, I never forget faces like yours. The room froze. Mr. Carter turned to the board. Mr. Carter, voice firm now. This young man was one of the top students in that batch. Life may have pushed him down, but his values stayed strong. And this, he pointed at the frozen image of Eli on the screen, is how your CO treats him. Mr. Kane shifted uncomfortably in his chair. Mr. Kane, Mr. Carter, this is all being blown out of. Mr. Carter raised his hand. Mr. Carter, no, it is not. People are watching. The world is watching. And we must decide what kind of company we are. He looked at Eli again. Mr. Carter, Eli, would you like to tell us what you really think about this place? About how you're treated here? Eli's heart raced. He had never been asked that before. He thought, if I speak, I might lose my job. If I stay silent, nothing will change. He looked at the CEO. He looked at Grace. He looked at the investor who once gave him hope. Eli took a deep breath. Eli, sir, I'm grateful for this job, but sometimes it feels like being poor means I am not human here. The room went dead silent. Eli continued, voice shaking but honest. Eli, people laugh at my clothes, at my lunch, at my small phone. They don't see how hard I work. They only see that I come from a small house, that my shoes are broken, that my mother is sick. I am not asking for money. I am asking for respect. A tear rolled down his cheek. Eli, and when the CEO of the company calls me a beggar in front of everyone, it feels like I don't belong anywhere. Grace wiped her eyes. Even one of the board members looked away, moved. Mr. Carter slowly leaned back in his chair. Mr. Carter, thank you for your honesty, Eli. He turned to the board. Mr. Carter, I have heard enough. He placed his pen down. Mr. Carter, calm but strong. I have a proposal, and it will change everything. Everyone stared at him, including Mr. Kane. Mr. Carter, first, about the CEO position. He paused. The room held its breath. The ticking of the wall clock was the only sound. Mr. Kane gave a short, nervous laugh. Mr. Kane, Mr. Carter, surely you don't mean... Mr. Carter's eyes were firm. Mr. Carter, I do. I am one of the largest investors in this company, and I cannot trust a leader who publicly insults his own employees on the basis of their poverty. He turned to the board. Mr. Carter, this is not just a moral problem. It is a business problem. Our brand is damaged. Our customers are leaving. Our stock is falling. All because of one man's pride. Mrs. Lewis nodded slowly. Mrs. Lewis, I agree. We have been getting complaints for months about Mr. Kane's behavior. This video, it is just the final proof. Mr. Kane's face turned red. Mr. Kane, you can't do this to me. I built this company. You all work because of me. Mr. Carter looked at Eli, then back at Mr. Kane. Mr. Carter, quietly, you didn't build this company alone. People like Eli did. People who stay late, who clean up messes, who do the work no one claps for. But you use your power to crush them. He looked to the board. Mr. Carter, I call for a vote. On removing Mr. Kane as CEO, the board members looked at each other. One by one, they raised their hands. Mrs. Lewis, yes. Board member 2, yes. Board member 3, yes. It was done. Mr. Carter turned to Mr. Kane. Mr. Carter, you are no longer the CEO. The words hit the room like a hammer. Mr. Kane stood up, shaking with rage. Mr. Kane, you can't do this. I made you all rich. And you choose him? He pointed at Eli over me. Mr. Carter, calm. We are not choosing him over you. We are choosing what is right over what is wrong. He looked at Eli. Mr. Carter, but yes, in some way we are choosing him. Eli just stood there, stunned. His mind couldn't catch up. Mr. Carter continued. Mr. Carter, from today, Mr. Kane, you will step down. We will announce your removal to the staff and to the public. You may keep your shares, but you will have no more power here. Mr. Kane's shoulders dropped. For the first time, he looked small. He looked at Eli. There was no more laughter in his eyes, only fear and shame. As he walked past Eli to leave the room, he stopped. There was a long pause. Mr. Kane, voice low, Eli, He struggled with the words. Mr. Kane, I am sorry. The word felt heavy in his mouth. Eli looked at him. He saw a man who had lost his throne in minutes. A man hit by his own cruelty. Instant karma. Eli didn't smile. He didn't insult back. He simply said, softly, Eli, I forgive you, sir, but I hope you never make anyone feel like that again. Mr. Kane swallowed hard, nodded once, and walked out. The door closed behind him. The power had shifted. A new beginning. Mr. Carter turned back to Eli and the others. Mr. Carter, now for the second part. He looked at Eli. Mr. Carter, Eli, we have a lot to fix in this company. We need people who understand real struggle. People who don't forget where they came from. Eli blinked, confused. Eli, sir? Mr. Carter smiled gently. Mr. Carter, from today, I want you to move from office assistant to my personal executive trainee. You will learn with me, sit in meetings, study, grow. I will sponsor your evening classes. You will finish your education. One day, if you work hard, you might be sitting on this side of the table. Eli's mouth trembled. He couldn't speak at first. Tears filled his eyes again. But this time, they were not from shame. Eli, voice breaking, Sir, I don't know what to say. Grace smiled through her tears. Grace, say yes, Eli. Eli laughed softly and wiped his face. Eli, yes, yes, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Carter stood up and reached out his hand. They shook hands, just like all those years ago after the scholarship test. Mr. Carter, remember what I told you then? Eli nodded. Eli, one day, your honesty will matter more than your clothes. Mr. Carter, and today that day has come. The shoes on the desk. A week later, the company lobby looked different. People greeted Eli with respect. Morning, Eli. Good to see you, Eli. Hey, congrats on your new role. He wore a simple new pair of shoes. Not very expensive, but clean and strong. That evening, he went back to the small room where he used to take his breaks alone. He opened a box. Inside were his old torn shoes. He smiled sadly. Eli to himself, you saw my hardest days. He took them to his new small office, next to Mr. Carter's. He placed the old shoes on a shelf above his desk. Mia walked in. Mia, you're really going to keep those here? Eli nodded. Eli, yes, they'll remind me where I came from and how people like me are treated every day. Mia looked at the shoes, then at him. Mia, I'm glad I posted the video. Eli smiled softly. Eli, I'm glad you were brave. She grinned. Mia, if anyone tries something like that again, I still have my phone. They both laughed. That night, Eli walked home slowly. He bought his mother better medicine. He also bought her a warm blanket. His mother held his hand, tears in her eyes. Mother, I always told you, my son, God sees everything. People can insult your clothes, but they cannot touch your heart. Eli hugged her. Eli, you were right, Ma. Today, karma spoke for us. Sometimes, the world respects shiny shoes more than a kind heart. But life has a strange way of turning things around. The CEO laughed at a poor employee's shoes, yet he lost his own powerful seat in front of everyone. The poor boy with broken shoes? He walked into a better future with his head held high. Never judge someone by their clothes. Judge by their character. And remember, the way you treat the weakest person in the room shows who you really are. Have you ever seen someone insult a poor person like this? What would you do if you were in Eli's place?